Hello everyone. These are the follow-up questions. I made them in a separate video for this week. So these are the follow-up questions for Monday. These are my answers. So just make sure that your answers match mine, and I'm going to point out a couple of common mistakes when it comes to box and whisker plots. Okay, so the first thing you had to do is plug all this into your L1 and then calculate. So make sure when you plug it into your L1 that your numbers match the numbers listed here. It's very common to plug something in incorrectly and then you're going to get everything incorrect. So if your 5-number summary does not match mine, double check that you plugged these in correctly. Okay? Make sure that your minimum was 22, Q1 was 30, median is 41, Q3 is 55, and your max is 80. The other very common mistake when people do box and whisker plots is with the scale. They want to just put these 5 numbers down on the scale here. I mean, you can't do that. You have to make sure that the scale is spaced out equally. So because I was going from 22, my min, to 80, which was my max, I spaced it out by 5s. It just seemed to work out nicely. If you did 2s, you would have a lot more dashes here. Maybe you did 3s, maybe 10s, I don't know. But make sure all of your numbers go up by the same amount on your scale. Okay, so mine go up by 5s. It's okay if yours is different than mine. Your box and whisker plot should still proportionally look the same as mine though. Okay, and then I plotted my minimum out here, my Q1 or my lower quartile, my median, my Q3, and my max. You draw a box around the 3 middle ones, and then your whiskers are on the outside. Okay, and then the questions to follow ask, what is the median? You can get that from right here, or the middle part of the box. What is the interquartile range? I would have used these numbers because it's kind of difficult to see when my scale's up by 5s. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So it'd be 55 minus 30, which is 25. What percent of the data falls below 41 shots on net? This is where you want to remember that each piece of the box and whisker, there's 4 pieces here, broken up by the quartiles, is worth 25% of the data. Even though that whisker is much smaller than that one, there's still the same number of data pieces in between 22 and 30 as there are between 55 and 80. Okay, so it's still representing 25% of the data in each spot. So what is the percent of the games? Oh, I'm sorry. What percent of the data falls below 41 shots on net? So 41 is my median. So what percentage falls below? Well, those two 25s do. So together they make 50% of the data. And then what percent of the games were was there over 55 shots on net? So 55 is my quartile 3. Over that would be 25% of the games or the data. And then what is the range? You take your max and subtract your minimum. 80 minus 22 is 58. Okay? If your 5-number summary did not match mine, then obviously none of these numbers will work out. So just make sure you plug that in your calculator correctly. Question number 2, you were taking this box and whisker and answering the questions from it. So what is the median? You had to realize that the middle part of the box is the median right at 40. What is the lower quartile? So that's the lower part of the box. That's your Q1, so that would have been 30. And what is the minimum? You first had to realize that we're counting by 5s here, so the minimum would be right here, that smaller whisker at 25. What percent of the data falls between 25 and 60? So 25 is here, my minimum. 60 is up here, which is my maximum. Remember, okay, so 25%, 25, 25, and 25. If I'm going from my min to my max, that's all of the data. That's 100% of my data. And then what percent of the data falls between 40 and 45 would be my median and my Q3, so that's just 25%. Okay, please WITSmail us with any questions. I hope you guys did okay with that. And let us know where you're going wrong. Have a great day.